Back at home, we had crazy winds if like a storm was coming in, and then it would rain and it'd be so nice. Here it's been like, we're just gonna whip up a whole bunch of dust and maybe you'll get about 10 raindrops. That's it.
Oh my God. We need to get out of here.
It's a Sunday and I feel alright for the first time. It's a Sunday and I feel alright for the first time.
Hello.
How thumbs up?
Thanks. Here he is.
Oh, Chad.
Across 800,000 acres of desert, ranging from high desert like this to low desert in the southeast part of the park. Explorer John C. Fremont called the Joshua the most repulsive tree in the vegetable kingdom. And the great desert chronicler J. Smeaton Chase said, "One can scarcely find a term of ugliness that is not apt for this plant." But you've got to admire these
People hate
hardy
these
survivors.
trees.
They somehow serve.
So we have reached out to Just Ahead, and they were so nice to partner with us and offer you guys a code for 2 years of a subscription for the price of parks. And we love how much it adds to the experience.
It does.
It really does add some meaning to what you're seeing and makes it more interesting. So look for the link in the description below. We'll have it there, and we hope you guys check it out and use it because we've loved it so far.
Yeah. Even if they weren't partnering with us,
We would use it.
We would use it. We would suggest it to you guys. It's just awesome that they're giving you this great deal. And so definitely take advantage of that. It's such an awesome app, especially for the national parks.
That's some big boulders. Wow.
There's desert tortoises here. Like actual wild tortoises. Like the big ones you see at the zoo. Man, I'll be so excited if we get to see one of those scurrying.
I don't think they scurry.
What do tortoises do? Bloop, bloop. They just kind of bloop, bloop. It's so windy.
Filming me having the time of my life, time of my life, time of my life, time of my life.
Megan has been a poo-pooer on Joshua Tree the whole time. She's so crabby. We need to get her some food. I think she's hangry. It's kind of hard to get food though too because it's so windy. Everything's blowing away. But we want to eat before we do this hike. Pit toilets are our favorite pit stop.
No, they're not.
No, they're not, but
Like roads.
that's like all there is in national parks. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Gotta go.
Good luck. So we're hiking up to Parker Dam. There used to be a homestead here in the 1900s. Can you believe that? A guy living out here had a ranch, had kids, had a wife. But there was an old dam that he fixed up, and so we're going to be hiking to it. It's called Parker Dam. It's one of the top places here in Joshua Tree. And so hopefully we'll get to see if there's some water there, which will be really weird to see a pond out in the middle of the desert. But if they haven't had any rain recently, then it might all be dried up. So it'll be interesting to see for sure. Wow, that's a big boulder.
I wonder how many times you're going to say that during this episode.
Wow, that's a big boulder.
Wow, look at those boulders.
When you make it plural, it just sounds like an innuendo. What is it? Innuendo?
Innuendo. It's like bark that decided to like shred into shards. Like it went through a shredder and then somebody just glued all the shreds up onto the tree.
Megan touching her first Joshua tree.
But for real, touch it. It's weird. And then underneath kind of reminds me of a pineapple.
Yeah. And then here's like one growing beside it.
You think that's a Joshua tree?
Uh-huh.
Think I can move it? Oh. I can't move it.
Well, I think this is supposed to be the Parker Dam and pond. And it's very dry so far. But maybe we're wrong. But very dry. Also, there's tons of big rocks. This is a great, like, place if you have kids because there's plenty of climbing to do. So there is the dam right over our shoulder, and instead of taking the trail there, we're gonna jump across some boulders to it, because that's more fun. The rocks are very grippy here. Grippy. Just when we said there's not been rain in a while and the dam was completely dry, it's starting to rain.
Yeah.
Oh, what are the odds? We're here when it's windy and raining in the desert. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh my God. We need to get out of here. We're about to see the one Joshua tree storm they have a year. Parker Dam's about to fill up. Well, we're back in the Subaru.
It is raining in the desert. It's kind of crazy. It smells like rain, which smells really good. We haven't smelled that in a long time. But it is very, very gray out. And I don't have service to see like a radar of how big this rain cloud is. Because typically in the desert, you think we can just wait it out and it'll pass over, because all the other experience of rain in the desert that we've had is like a couple sprinkles and then it's done. But the temperature really dropped. More wind came through and it's really gray. And almost, Ryan was kind of saying, it's almost kind of sleeting a little bit. It's kind of nice actually to have some rain. It's gonna
hopefully knock down some of the dust. Oh my goodness, it's been so dusty.
Maybe it'll clean off our car a little bit.
Yeah. The old Adventure Sub needs a bath.
Yeah.
So we're going to be probably waiting it out a little bit in the Subaru, seeing if it'll pass over before we start our hike again.
We really want to go to this mill hike. It's an old, I think, iron mill or something with leftover like equipment
Yeah,
and
like
trucks.
mining equipment.
Yeah, so that's about a 2-ish mile hike. I think we want to do it because it sounds cool. But we're just gonna wait stuff out a little bit, I think. Maybe take a nap.
Yep, might be nap time. Okay, we're gonna try again. The Wall Street Mills Trail. Supposed to go up to where they had an old mine, and it's supposed to be old trucks and stuff up there. So we're really excited for it.
Sun's back out.
Sun's out, guns closed.
These things grow up. It's like a pineapple, and then ow, and they start to like fall down and like die, and then they turn into the bark stuff. But it's really interesting how that happens.
Yeah, it's like when the Joshua trees get just bigger and older, then the bark turns more barky, more normal. Like a normal tree bark you would normally see.
On the bottom.
It's very interesting, yeah, to see like the baby Joshua trees, the teenage Joshua trees, the ones that are kind of moody and kind of spiky still. Then you have the more mature, larger ones. There's you a nice,
Yeah, that was a good analogy.
nice lesson of nature.
What is this? It looks like a cactus. Should I touch it?
Yep.
How spiky do you think it is? Do you think... Ah! Don't do that! Do you think there's poison in there? I'm not gonna touch it. I was taking us on a fun detour. Okay? May not have been the path to our site, but there were footsteps indicating that something interesting was that direction. And we saw a rodent. That was very interesting.
Megan's got us lost. We're following some dry creek bed right now. Oh yeah, there's the trail.
There we go.
We got lost in Joshua Tree.
Verged in a wood. I took the road less traveled by. Let's go right.
So William Keyes is a guy who lived here in Joshua Tree for, all the way up to the 1940s, 1950s. What we're about to walk to now is where William Keyes shot a Worth Bagsby. So the other guy who owned, another guy who owned some land here. And so that's where they had their deadly shootout. Bagsby was angry that Keyes was crossing his land and started shooting at him, and so Keyes shot the Bagsby dude and was sentenced to 5 years in jail, then was pardoned. But this is where the Wild West shootout happened.
You don't cross people's property.
Stay on your property. Here is where Worth Bagley bit the dust at the hand of William F. Keyes, May 11th, 1943.
The old tires are still on it.
Old truck number 1. They were a lot skinnier than I would have thought. But what's kind of cool about this one is you still see the old rubber tires that are like rotting off the rims out here in the desert.
There's no sign. I don't know.
It's so interesting to look at these old trucks and just nature is just burying them. Along with all the water and rain that's going on right now. And then like the inside of this door is made out of wood. Interesting.
Well, maybe we'll put this stuff away and hike back.
Yeah, I think so.
Get some ramen. They are pretty bundled.
It's a bit rainy and cold.
In a desert. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, rain once a year. We picked the right day.
Well, we did the hike we wanted to do, but it started raining again. It is 46 degrees outside. Not as windy as it has been, but looks like there's more rain in the forecast. Let me show you. Yep.
Rained out in Joshua Tree.
Yes, the one place we didn't think we would have to even consider rain. We got rained out. So I think our plan for the rest of this weekend is going to be, we're probably going to drive around Joshua Tree a little bit and let our Just Ahead app give us a tour from the car. And then I think we're going to head back home and sleep in our beds, our nice warm beds, and have a nice Sunday morning. I don't know, just another night of sleeping in the car doesn't sound that great.
No, and there's a chance we can't do any hiking tomorrow.
Yeah, especially if trails are muddy. Sometimes they close trails so that people don't mud them all up and rut them up. So that's the plan, but we'll bring you guys along.
This is Ryan Mountain. It's 5,000 foot in elevation at the top. You can hike to the top of it, and there's a cool Indian Cove right below it. So come check it out. I approve.
First country in the world to legally define this Act of 1964. Land designated wilderness.
So I'm going to share with you a couple of the things we've learned about the park so far from our app. We just passed the tallest Joshua tree here. It's just like a big long telephone pole.
Call it the Barber's Pole.
It's called the Barber's Pole. Didn't get a good shot of it, but I'll let you see what I got. Woo!
Known as the Barber Pole,
It's right
it
there.
stands 47 feet tall and is around
If you can get a reservation in Jumbo Rocks Campground, we highly suggest that because it looked really awesome. I mean, the campsites are scattered throughout all these huge rocks, tons of rocks to climb on. But it does take about, like 3 to 6 months in advance setting those reservations. And it is the biggest campground in Joshua Tree, but they do fill up really quick, especially on weekends.
So we're standing under a live oak tree in the desert. There's only one.
Yeah. What an interesting find that they would have one live oak tree out here in Joshua Tree Park. There's definitely no other ones near.
No, it's really cool. I wonder how its little seed got here. The little seedlings to plant this tree. Maybe an Indian tribe. They planted other things. They planted palm trees.
Johnny Oak seed at it again.
I think it's Appleseed.
I know.
Our little tour guide told us that you can trust yourself on these rocks because there's a lot of friction and traction. And he was right. You can just hop on.
Very grippy. Very. Time to go check out Split Rock. What do you think of that?
I think I could do that.
One swift chop?
Yeah, I think so.
Sometimes when Megan's mad at me, I think that's what my noggin looks like.
I'm never mad at you. I never get mad at you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our trip to Joshua Tree. I know we did. I wish it could have been a little less cold, windy, and rainy. That kind of affected it a little bit. There was a while where we just couldn't get out of the car. We were just gonna get soaked. But in the end, the sun came out a little bit. We got to do some hikes and see some cool things like the Live Oak and Split Rock.
Yeah.
And so it was good. We didn't get to see all the park, but that's like with all the national parks we go to.
Yeah, we don't get to see it all.
We're just gonna go ahead and head home and have a nice, restful Sunday.
That sounds so nice.
We like that. So we've been traveling pretty hard, pretty far, so it'll be good to just kind of relax and recharge. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel if you're not already, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. That gives you an alert every time we release a video, which we do every Sunday. And if you're a travel therapist, travel physical therapist, travel occupational therapist, speech language pathology, travel nurse, feel free to watch some of our videos on how we do travel therapy. And it's offered a lot of cool things like getting to go to national parks like Joshua Tree. So check out our educational videos. And until next time, see ya.
And then
The dirt road just up ahead is Bighorn.
those big granite boulders. Well, sometimes they also
Just
found,
beside the road is the
but the parking lot was very, very small.
beautiful